It's like
My
John
God.
Wayne. It's like John Wayne. Everybody's like, John Wayne was one of the greatest actors of all time. But John Wayne's every single movie, every part John Wayne played was John Wayne.
Yeah, same guy. There's a lot of actors like that.
I mean,
the same guy and everything.
John Wayne played Genghis Khan. He played Genghis Khan, the head of the leader of the Mongol horde in ancient China and Mongolian. And it's sitting there going, well, hey there, I'm Genghis Khan. We're gonna go on and get this done now.
Take over the planet.
We're gonna take over, and then the fillies and the cows are gonna come a running. You know, my John Wayne is horrible, but great.
My Charles Bronson's not great, but I like doing it. I don't care.
Hey, punk.
Hey, give me back my camera, punk.
That's the one that makes me giggle. He gives me the giggles, gives me the honey glows. Well. That is actually the end of Horrorfest. I mean, 4 years we've been doing this Horrorfest. We've been having fun with it every year. Next year we're probably going to go even more above and beyond what we did this year because we're going to be doing a lot more visual media in the next year. So we'll probably have videos with Horrorfest. We'll probably take it from the podcast.
Another thing that you were sick for, we were going to record Gargoyles this weekend, and we didn't get a chance because Finn had an illness.
We're going to do that next weekend. It'll be done. I just, I couldn't. I would have been sitting there coughing and sneezing the whole time. It would have been like,
we've got a whole list, so they're going to start flying out soon.
Oh, we got a list. Oh, God, is it a good list. But, let's go ahead. Let's roll that spoiler alert, because it's time to spoil some DC Comics.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. The Renegades are about to spoil this week's DC Comics.
Alright. As I get a little congested here, son of a bitch. Yeah.
Spin's a trooper, everybody, because I can tell he's just dying.
Oh, I'm dying.
He's dying on me right here.
But I'm doing it. Getting it done. Get it done, son. All right, let's talk about some DC Comics. We got our comics. Everything got fixed from the last little hiccup we had.
Yes, indeed.
There's a cough for you. And we're back. And this week we got another metal tie-in.
Yep.
Dark Knight's Batman let me pull this up here. I want to get the title right. Oh, and it was already up on my phone. Look at that.
Batman the Merciless.
Batman the Merciless. So this one, we've got, all right, let's do the rundown. So we've had the Red Death, which was the Flash.
Yeah.
Batman. We had the Dawnbreaker, which was the Green Lantern. Murder Machine was Cyborg. The Drowned, Aquaman. So we're going through the Justice League. So Batman the Merciless is the Wonder Woman.
Yeah, or the Bruce Wayne equivalent representation of the Justice League member that they're taking the power of or assimilating.
This one, once again, kind of like the way the Drowned went. We talked about the Drowned, how it was kind of different than what we thought it was going to be. The Merciless is kind of the same way. It's completely different than what we thought it was going to be.
I didn't expect it to be what it was, and I think this is maybe the darkest Bruce Wayne yet of all of them. I think all of them up to this point had maybe a noble reason somewhat in their head why they were doing what they were doing, in a sense, but that got twisted. I think, in a way, this Bruce Wayne was it was more about his vision over everything and selfishness.
Do you think that's kind of how they're going to do it, though? Like they started with Red Death, and by the time we get to... So we got the Merciless. We still, I think it's the Devastator is the Superman one, and then, of course, the Batman Who Laughs. Do you think they're just... Each one gets progressively worse till we get to the Batman Who Laughs? And that's going to be the worst of the worst?
Well, I don't know. Well, because the Red Death was pretty awful, though, too. I mean, he like drained people of life force and like left people these like brittle, like twisted shells. But I mean, they're all pretty awful. But yeah, maybe intentions wise, I think maybe so. But I don't know. Is it a Superman Doomsday? I don't know what the Devastator thing is going to be, but Because all of these have thrown me for a loop, really. I mean, they're not what I expected them to be. They're really good so far. All of them have been.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. I maybe so. Like this was pretty bad what he does. I don't know if we want to spoil it right this second because we're still talking about it.
Yeah, so the next one will be the Devastator. And then we will get the Batman Who Laughs.
You got to think that it's making you think that's a Joker Batman combo somehow, but it like I thought, like we thought with Batman the Drowned, it's not what it could be. Something completely off the wall we didn't even think of. Like I thought for sure that was going to be like Mira somehow. I didn't know how they were going to do it, but it seemed odd. And but that was totally not unexpected. This one was not what I expected Bruce Wayne to do. It seemed very out of character for something.
Yeah. So this
Bruce Wayne would do.
So this one, a lot of basically, I mean, this whole thing is worldwide. I mean, this invasion from the Dark Multiverse is worldwide in the DC universe. Yeah.
The Challenger's Mountain or whatever it is that came up in Gotham.
Yeah. To the point that now you have Argus, you have Task Force X, you have Shade. I mean, you just have all of them involved now.
Yeah, Waller. They had like a council of people, and it was like there was a whole bunch of different representatives of different groups, I guess. But they had Waller and Steve Trevor was there.
Father Time.
Yeah.
And General Lane was there. And they're just, basically they're of their opinion that Justice League is MIA right now. It's up to them to stop this invasion.
Yeah.
And Mr. Bones is there too. Mr. Bones. And but they got the they got the Merciless one coming after him.
Yeah, that's where he's going to. They built a super rocket that they launched from a thing in orbit, and the general programs it to fire on their location because that's where the Merciless is headed. From what I remember. For some reason I can't call it up. That's right?
Yeah.
I'm going on complete memory here because I don't have mine open.
Yeah, so General Lane built this super bomb that he wants to drop on there. And of course Steve Trevor's against it, but of course General Lane wants to do it, Amanda Waller wants to do it because they basically say, you kill millions to save billions.
Yeah.
Is basically what they say. But the Merciless absorbed the blast of this bomb.
Yeah. He's able to channel it into himself.
And as the people flying the rocket are flying over the impact area, they see the Merciless sitting on this throne. And all of them, Father Time, Bones, Waller, Lane, Steve Trevor, they're down praying to the Merciless.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't really spoil what happens to say that he's wearing the helmet of Ares. He's got the armor of Ares, and Bruce Wayne has taken it. And I guess we'll get going because that's the kind of the big reveal after that is that Batman and Wonder Woman were in a battle with Ares. In the melee, somehow or another, the Ares helmet was there on the ground next to them, and we're kind of led to believe that Diana was dead and Bruce Wayne took the helmet. But what's revealed is that Diana reached for the helmet and Bruce Wayne killed her and took it for himself. And so that's how he becomes Batman the Merciless. And he is pretty merciless. But he feels shame. It hints that he feels shame at what he did, but he still did it anyway. And that's why I say he's not it's kind of out of character for Bruce Wayne, even of a different universe, to be that way.
They hint throughout the thing that it seems like he hears Diana when he's got the helmet on. It's like he hears Diana.
Yeah, he said it's just part of it. She wants to hold him back from doing things, but he doesn't. He can overpower it.
So definitely the darkest of what we've seen so far. With Bruce of that multiverse killing Wonder Woman. I mean, we've seen, like we said, the Dawnbreaker was killing people, wielding the ring to kill people, and we know that they've all killed. But this one is kind of like really symbolic, is that he really did kill Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and it wasn't out of like it didn't seem like it was more of a want for the helmet. It's like you said that he was possessed. It was the helmet that kind of compelled him to do it, but he hadn't touched the helmet yet. So it's kind of up in the air as to how much of that was the helmet's influence and how much was just Bruce Wayne's just myopic view of his war and how he could save everybody.
Was Bruce sitting there and the helmet was like, my precious,
precious? It's not. They don't tell us that. So I mean, that's like you interpreted it that way.
It's definitely an interpretation on what you feel.
But I had thought, because he didn't even touch it, I thought, well, this is just his more Bruce Wayne's ego that he can use the helmet more efficiently than her, and he's willing to kill for it.
It's one of those books that leads you, that you think it's in one way, but it leads you to the other.
Yeah, they've all been kind of like that so far. I think so far my favorite ones, I don't know, I think I like the Red Death the best so far of all of them. They're all good. I think that they were all good.
Yeah, so it's
the Red Death is my favorite because I'm a big Flash fan, number one.
So it says it here. It says, you warned me of its power. Warned me once I put it on, I'd never take it off. I love you, Diana, and I am sorry. Sorry you tried to take it from me. But what was I supposed to do when I saw you were still alive? The Ares had only stunned you. You reached for it, Diana, for the helmet, so I had to strike you down.
Yeah, so he wanted it. He wanted the helmet. So it wasn't. You can't really say it's the helmet, really. I mean, it's just Bruce Wayne. His personality is that he is for the greater good, and he will go to extremes in certain cases, and for the greater, like believing that his vision of how to right wrongs in the world to be the clear vision of how to do it. Like it's all ego with Batman in that case. His ego that he is more deserving somehow of the helmet than Wonder Woman.
All right, so Dark Knight's Metal, Merciless, definitely another one to pick up, because I mean you got to pick up these let you know what these Dark Knights are all about.
Yeah, the tie-ins have all been good so far. That's like one of the problems a lot of people have with the tie-ins in a lot of big events are that they don't have anything to do with the actual story. So far, all of the Batman one-shots, all the tie-ins to that have been good. So far, I think the only one I've a regular title that's been a tie-in that I've read is Green Arrow.
This week's Flash was a tie-in.
Yes, I did read the Flash. So Flash and Green Arrow are the only two I've read that are actual titles. But so far, this event I think has been I don't know how Doomsday, how we're going to work into Doomsday Clock from this, but I mean, it's coming up too. Like this next month, we're getting Doomsday Clock. So I don't know. It's so far all the tie-ins have been worth it. So if you're reading Metal, they're pretty essential to get the Batman one-shots at least. And the other tie-ins, I don't know. The Green Arrow one is really pertinent to what's going on. I'm not really aware of if all the other titles are participating in Metal. Like how many other one-shots. I haven't really looked at the list of the one-shots. I'm just kind of getting them as we get them from DC, or I get my hard copies from the shop. But I'd so far, I would recommend getting whatever tie-ins there've been that because I'm only aware of a few, but so far all pertain and are pretty important to the main Metal story arc.
Well, with Flash 33 this week, which is a Metal tie-in, of course, it starts off where Metal number 3 kind of left off.